Well, folks, as the Bible once said, love is patient, love is kind, and love is a great thing to exploit for more YouTube views. Welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY. Today is a very exciting, very thrilling, very anticipated episode because today we are finally doing the reveal of my boyfriend, Baguette's husband, and the love of both of our lives, my boyfriend. I gotta move. Hold on. There you are.
How's
Yay.
it going?
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
This is hell for both of us. We are humiliated to be talking to a camera in an empty room like freaking idiots. I'm absolutely humiliated by the thumbnail, but we had to get you guys to click. This has been a long time in the making. You guys have been wondering for like, as long as I've had the channel, which is
3 years.
3 years, who my boyfriend is. Chris, who the hell are you?
My name is Chris Estrada.
What do you do?
I'm a stand-up comedian and writer and an actor. I have a show on Hulu called This Fool.
A canceled show.
A canceled show.
Canceled show.
This is my new job.
So we finally...
And most importantly,
yes,
father of Baguette.
Chris is on the channel today and we are forcing him to do slave labor for me, and he's gonna craft by making over this beautiful planter. It's like a faux seagrass planter with like fake weaving. It's a weird color scheme. It's like this weird taupe. We got white on top. It's really weird. And what I'm gonna do is force Chris to paint it while we grill him with all the questions you guys are dying to know. This is absolutely humiliating for us, but we're doing it for you.
For all my cheap
Okay, we're gonna start. Chris is gonna do a base color. Wait. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're experimenting with the Marc Jacobs foundation. This is shade white, I don't know. Okay, this is a beautiful custom basket colored taupe beige that I have put together. And now Chris is going to paint it while we talk to him. First things first, you should know about Chris.
Yes.
Fun fact, he's left-handed.
Left-handed.
Which actually makes life a lot easier when we're doing anything side by side.
Yeah.
Shout out to the lefties out there. Are you a lefty? Make sure to comment below. We're looking for engagement. Chris, where are you from?
I grew up in Inglewood, California.
And is Inglewood always up to no good?
It's never not been up to no good.
Never not.
Yeah.
How did we meet?
We met doing stand-up comedy.
In a parking lot.
In a parking lot in Covina, California.
At the Chatterbox. Shout out to the Chatterbox. A great dive bar.
Great dive bar.
How long have we been together?
We've been together 9 years.
Yeah, that's true. 9 years.
Feels like 13.
Okay. We met doing stand-up. You're a stand-up, you're a comedian, you're a writer. And then a couple years into our relationship, Chris did the really simple, easy, everyday thing of selling a TV show and getting it on air. And he happened to create, write, and star in it.
Yep.
And what's the name of your show?
This Fool.
On Hulu.
On Hulu.
So everyone wants to know, Chris, obviously, like, it's crazy that you got a show and that you ended up on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody just wants to know, like, what is it like dating me?
What's it like to date you?
Yeah.
I put up with a lot. There's
That's
always
true.
projects going on.
Yes.
I'm a very clean person.
Okay, you guys, this is what happened. Why has he never been on the channel before? Because he was for a few years starring and creating a TV show and there was no time, he was never home. Then he was touring and is touring on the road. And I always film when he's not here because it's easier. Like he said, he is the cleanest, neatest person I have ever met in my life. Unfortunately, I'm the messiest person he's ever met. And there are projects all over the house. There's paint cans. It's chaos. So I always really try to film and clean up before he comes home. And honestly, there has, in 3 years of projects, and I'm talking over like 150 projects, only once have you ever been deeply affected by it.
Was it when you messed up my
problems.
jacket?
Yes, guys, I don't know how. He had a jacket sitting across the room and I was doing something over here and somehow 2 days later he noticed that paint had gotten on the jacket.
That's right.
But I will say that was not my crime, that was Baguette's crime because I think she pawed at some paint and then ran across his jacket.
And now she's crying.
Now she's crying.
Blame my daughter.
I do want to formally apologize for Jacket Gate, as well as I'd call it Closet Gate, which is one time, and I don't know why, I'm very sorry. I did sand down a piece of wood in our bedroom, a painted piece of wood. And like 3 days later, he opened the closet and he's like, why is there like powder over everything? And I don't know why, but I did it, and all his clothes.
Oh, I know why. Because most professionals would cover things up with tape and plastic covering.
They would take precautions.
Most professionals, yeah, but
not piggy girl over here.
Not laugh cry DIY.
But those were two deeply traumatic incidents that really shaped the trajectory of our relationship, and he is so patient for being such an incredibly neat person. So thank you for that, okay? Formally on the public internet. Seriously though, what is it like to have a TV show? I know we say that nonchalantly, but it's crazy to us too. Wait, we didn't even talk about what it is. What is This Fool on Hulu?
It's a comedy about this guy named Julio Lopez who lives in South Central Los Angeles.
And his character works at a gang rehabilitation center.
Helps everyone but himself because he's avoiding his problems. And now his cousin comes back into his life after getting out of prison.
It's a very funny comedy. It stars Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos. You guys should definitely watch it.
Yeah. Frankie Quinones,
who's super funny comedian. A lot of funny comedian friends. I think also people want to know, why was I not in season 1 of a show about Black and brown communities affected by imprisonment?
They wanted you to be a part of it, but I fought against it.
You said no.
Until I lost that battle in season 2.
I do make an appearance in season 2, episode 7, no big deal.
Yeah.
But honestly, the real, most important question is, why didn't you write Baguette a role in anything?
She's a diva.
It's true. She is the star of this show.
Yeah, she's the star of Laugh Cry DIY. We couldn't get her on.
So This Fool came out. It was crazy. Season 1 was happening. I was starting my channel right as you guys were filming and stuff. Then season 2 came out, and we were going to do a whole big channel reveal and like all this stuff. And then the writer's strike hit Hollywood. The writers and actor strike, and there was a total bar on saying anything. Like, you can't promote your projects when the strike's going on. That's why we just had to ignore that you had a whole TV show. It's been frustrating, but it's absolutely incredible he got to do it anyways. It's like, you always say, it's like winning the lottery. And honestly, probably winning the lottery is easier chance-wise.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful for all of it. But how has your life changed? Like, because you do eat more babies now in the morning, and you do commune with the devil as a Hollywood elite.
That's what Hollywood elites
That's like
do.
the number one change I noticed in you.
Let's see, how has life changed? I get more recognized.
Yeah, he does get recognized on the street.
I get to tour more doing stand-up comedy because of the show.
Yeah, go see him, guys. And if you guys start to follow him, you'll see his number one promotional tool on his social media is also
Madam Baguette.
Hey, I'm comedian Chris Estrada, and I'm going to be headlining the San Francisco Punchline this Wednesday through Saturday.
So I use Baguette to promote my shows, and those are the only videos that do well. And if I don't use her in a promo video, people will then comment.
Yeah, they write in and
Baguette?
complain.
We don't want to see videos of you without Baguette.
Question, what do you think about our home decor? Like our home?
I love it. I truly, really do love it. I'm a little bit of a maximalist whore.
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
I truly like all the color. I love the pink couch.
People are shocked.
I love this wall. You did my record wall with all my posters. I love it all. I like color. I don't like boring beige. I'm not a grayish person. Don't love any of that.
Keep saying, like, literally, I'm falling in love with you all over again. No, really, it is the number one question when people come to our house, so they see it's all colorful or pink or like all these things. They're always like, what does your boyfriend think? And I'm like, he freaking loves it. In fact, your catchphrase, okay, first of all, I Photoshop anything I'm gonna do in the house for like, to show him and like get his approval. The only thing, you've only vetoed one thing once. Do you remember what it was?
No, what was it?
That you refused to have in the bedroom.
What did I refuse to have in the bedroom?
I wanted to have a big white fluffy fur rug.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing I said.
He's like,
I don't know.
No, and that's because we were traumatized from one time Baguette had fleas and I had like a fluffy white like fur rug, and it was deeply horrific for all of us. You were like, absolutely not.
I even threatened to leave you.
Okay, what's your favorite project I've done in the house?
Your first video you ever made,
it
was you made these cabinets for my vinyl records for storage.
My first video ever, we'll link below. You actually said if we break up that you would take me to court for those ones. Which that really means a lot. Do you have a least favorite project I've ever done?
Hold on, I got more favorites. I got the fireplace.
Yeah, that was great.
I love the fireplace. I'll never forget one time a plumber came to fix something in our apartment. And then he walked in, he said, oh, you guys have a fireplace?
Yeah, he was like, why are you the only unit with a fireplace?
And then I had to explain to him that I made that, and that's how crafty and talented I am.
And masculine.
Masculine.
Have you ever DIY'd stuff in your life before?
For like a small time, I worked in construction, and then I worked for demolition for like almost a year and a half.
Is that really fun? I mean, I know it's hard work, but isn't it fun and like satisfying to like destroy things?
It is, yeah. Like
professional,
breaking down drywall and like smashing it up, and it's pretty therapeutic. Yeah,
I would like to do that. I just emotionally destroy people. No. Do you have a least favorite project I ever did?
Oh, I'm trying to think.
You know, I'll tell you the random one that I was like, the one that you really also like, that I was like, this is like such a low one on the totem pole, is the fake headstone bookends.
Oh, I love
Halloween.
those.
I made these like bookends for Halloween last year out of like styrofoam, and you love them. You kept them out full time because
my favorite.
Because Chris is really into punk, and you said they remind you of
the Cramps.
The Cramps band.
It's like a band, like a horror type band.
Okay, how are we doing here?
I think we're done.
I think there's a lot of white gaps.
Okay, well this is funny because you told me, don't worry about getting in the edges, like in the...
No, that's just, like, just don't glop into them.
Well, I feel like a fool because you told...
Do you like this fool on Hulu?
Oh, God.
Okay, more questions. Have you ever left a comment on my channel?
You know, I used to leave comments. Sometimes I still do. Or I will write, this is great, with the credit.
No, early on you would comment for the algorithm, but my favorite thing, the most meaningful thing you do...
If there's any hater in the comments, I thumb them down. I don't like say anything rude, I just thumb them down.
Yeah, and that speaks volumes. Fortunately, shout out to you guys. I get very rare hate comments, but also, no offense, if you're leaving a hate comment on a DIY decor channel, then you might have some mental health issues, which I respect and love and would encourage you to treat. Okay, this is a funny thing too. Whenever I show you something that you like again, because people are always like, oh, your boyfriend has a pink house, like, oh, he must hate your house. No, you like it.
I love it.
It's very sweet. And you know what your catchphrase is anytime I show you something?
What is it?
You go, man, that's gorgeous.
That is gorgeous, yeah. I usually do say that.
The least likely words you'd ever say.
Yeah.
It's also how I know he really, really likes something. Also, and let's make it racial right now, Mexican culture, Chris is Mexican, is incredibly colorful and maximalist, which I freaking love. It's so vibrant, so colorful, so many patterns.
The house I grew up in was yellow.
How do you feel when I come home with another thing from the thrift store?
I go, where are we gonna put that?
I know.
Every time I go, where are we gonna put that? It's like the peacock chair that you painted.
Yes.
And you said, I'm gonna sell that. And then that was a year ago.
No, that was almost 3 years ago, and it's been in our bedroom ever since.
And that's where she puts all her laundry there.
At this point, I keep thinking about buying 3 more and just kind of painting a whole set. Anyways, that's a triggering question. Okay, but conversely, Chris is not just like into punk. Mm-hmm. He's a huge collector of punk memorabilia, punk ephemera. What is your favorite band?
The Clash.
He purchased the original newspaper.
Oh yeah, I purchased a newspaper. Well, there's a magazine out of England called the New Musical Express.
Shout out to the UK. Shout out to my people in the UK.
And back in like 76 or 77, they did a profile on the Clash. And I know a seller who had a copy.
He knows a guy.
I know a guy. This is my drug.
This is literally, it's his plug.
That's my drug dealers.
It is.
I know a guy who sells stuff, and it's all, legit.
It's a like signed newspaper by all the members of the Clash, including like an early member. I don't know, whatever.
All the members.
But this is the problem. Okay, every time he buys something, the way you're triggered when I come home with like a thrift store bag is the way I'm triggered when I see one of these. When I see him walk in with one of these long ass posters. And the real problem, my biggest complaint, is that you don't have any of them framed.
We don't have the room for it.
But then why do you keep buying them?
Because
and they're like massive, guys. They're like, oh, this is the 1983 Fugazi one-off early band.
Anytime I want to frame something and put it up, there's a peacock chair in my way. Or
my dream is to create like a faux record store lounge for you. Until that, we're just in a war of thrift store items and vinyls and all those things. But speaking of things I've thrifted, show them your mug.
That's right. I'm a proud cat mom.
Cat mom. Okay, what would our house look like if you were decorating it? Or like, what did your old apartments look like
I like design and I like color. I just don't know how to do it myself.
Yeah.
So they would all just be boring. They just very kind of like pragmatic furniture. It's nice to live in a place that doesn't feel boring.
Wait, do you guys want some ASMR?
For the freaks.
He watches. Somebody's a subscriber. Obsessed. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait. I have more questions. What's your favorite design style or like architecture?
Streamline architecture is really cool. It's like these apartments and houses that look like boats.
They're like
steamboats.
Art Deco curved.
Art
You guys
Deco curved.
should look them up. It's really
They have
cool.
round windows. I like American craftsman homes, but I also love Victorian homes.
Yeah.
That's where I think, to me, those are the most maximalist homes.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Art Deco.
Which, fun fact, Art Deco was very inspired by
Mayan and
Mayan architecture, guys. Like all those
Yeah.
square pyramids, the geometric shapes and lines, all that stuff. I just think it's interesting to know your history. My dream is for like our next, like our dream home is I want to do like tropical deco, palm trees, palm fronds, glamour. I also want to do like, could I do like a Mexican Art Deco? I do genuinely want to do like more Mexican influence in
I
the
love
house.
a lot of that stuff.
I want like my dream is like a patio that's like you stepped into a glamorous space in Mexico City, like a garden bar.
That's really cool.
That's my new jam. What else do you like?
A lot of like Victorian homes.
Yeah, that you showed me Heritage Park in LA, which is where
A lot of Victorian mansions.
Bunker Hill or no?
That were in this area called Bunker Hill in downtown Los Angeles, and then they moved when they bulldozed that area to put up skyscrapers. They preserved all these houses and moved them to another part of the city, and it's a sort of like a public park. They moved about 9 to 10 homes there.
So yeah, LA has beautiful. We have beautiful architecture. I read we actually have the most diversity of architecture of any city on earth, and that's just because of Hollywood. I would like to go on more like architecture tours.
What if I really got into sort of grayish and barn minimalism?
And barn, you mean farmhouse?
Farmhouse.
Barn minimalism.
Yeah, barn.
I have deal breakers in my life, but if I couldn't decorate colorfully, it genuinely would be highly problematic for our relationship.
Yeah, it would not work.
Okay. How does it feel to be on a professional set again?
It feels great.
To feel
Total professionalism.
high quality production.
Yeah, I don't have a trailer. I asked if there was a makeup person. Baguette bit me.
Next up, guys, while this is waiting, I think we're actually gonna do some like distressing on this. I had the idea to use a little bit of a darker shade. This is more shade cocoa. This is really watery. My idea was to have him brush it all over so that it would settle into the little like detail grooves and give it a little more dimension. We forgot to do that step on camera, but we did do it. But what we are gonna do is we are going to have him paint this portion. The interesting thing is that when I first saw this, it reminded me of, you know, God's Eyes, the little yarn craft. And then I found out, which I didn't know, that craft is actually a Huichol indigenous Mexican craft.
Yeah, they're
From the Huichol tribe.
Huichol tribe, and an indigenous group out of central Mexico.
And guess who happens to have Huichol blood? This guy. So Huichol art is really cool, very vibrant, very colorful, very maximalist. They're known for yarn paintings, which is really cool. I'll link some below, very cool. But I didn't realize that God's Eyes were actually one of their traditions, and what they do is they do it as a form of protection. When a child's born, they will weave the inner diamond, and then every year until the child's 5, they'll add a different diamond on the exterior, which is really cool. So anyways, this already had like the built-in thing. I have no idea where this is from. I found this.
I remember when you found it 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And you said, don't worry, I'm gonna do something with it in like a few days. And then 3 years later, we're doing something with it.
Finally, you can channel your creative spirits.
Let's do, ooh, this is hard. Okay.
Wrong.
I like this color here.
Orange.
Orange.
Are you sure you don't want the brighter, more vibrant orange? But
Let's
no,
do the more brighter, vibrant orange.
No, really, if that's the one that you're drawn to,
that's
do it.
okay. I already feel like I'm not being respected. I'm gonna do blue. Issues?
Approved.
Okay.
That's fine. No, really, this is your craft.
I like this green right here.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah. So we got orange, blue, green. Should I go yellow or pink?
Look at the palette.
Yeah, the palette.
That's very bright.
Yeah.
But I will say that the pink sort of brings a feminine softness and a sort of...
But does that pink clash too much with this
No,
orange?
I actually love it because they're very analogous colors, which means they're very close together on the palette, on the rainbow. But I'm gonna get you a different, slightly different yellow. Here, be with your lover.
We're in a fight right now. Don't you love your father? Okay.
Guys, pro tip in life, if you're painting yellow is a practically transparent color. So if you're trying to like mask a color with yellow, it ain't gonna work. You kind of have to go do it over white. So actually, we're just gonna do that really quickly, just to like lighten it up. Ooh. Is this dry? The good thing about this ceramic is that the damn paint like pretty much instantly absorbs.
Yeah. Also, I like the professional technique of this blue is popping.
Show the camera. Ooh, look at that. Great pigment, full coverage, very buildable. Do you ever watch makeup bloggers on YouTube?
I do not.
It is always fun to see someone's algorithm. Remember we saw yours recently and it was like, his YouTube algorithm was cartel interview.
Conspiracy theories.
No, and then it was tips for back pain.
Oh yes, different. It was a lot of sciatica videos.
Yeah, and then it was like protein tips for men. Have you ever helped me with a project before this? I'm trying to think if you've been like...
Yes, I got stung by a wasp.
Oh,
if you remember.
forgot. One time it was like 10 o'clock at night and I saw a piece of furniture that had been on the block for like a week and it was still there. This was a giant like china cabinet basically. I made you at 10 o'clock at night, I deconstructed it. I made you walk it back like a block. Then we got a small flatbed truck. We took it to my mom's house. And in the middle of us moving it at night, in the darkness of night, he's like, ah! And it was...
A wasp stung me.
And I felt so terrible. And then what happened? It stayed in my mom's garage for...
Few years.
Again, 2.5 years. And I literally could barely even give it away for free. And I did a whole video on my biggest fail. I will never rope him into a project like that late night again, because that was really messed up.
That was funny.
We already talked about the styles you hate and the styles you like.
Yeah.
Is there anything you like love but would never want to live in?
Let's see.
Although I do love Victorians and Craftsmans, they can be a little dark. Like with less windows, and I would feel too bad to like knock out a wall. But honestly, death to house flippers who buy historical properties with gorgeous things such as incredible 1930s tiled
Oh, and
bathrooms.
They break that down. They should get fined for that.
They really should. You should have to pay a historical fine. Pasadena Architectural Salvage is somewhere we like to go on a little day date because they take all the beautiful vintage tile, vintage tubs. We really also want to build a Baguette a catio. That's like a big dream.
I would love for Baguette to have a catio.
Yeah.
Because we take her out for walks and it's a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. She just wants it all the time.
I want an enclosure for people and cats. Like I would like it to be like a very walled patio where we could like sip and have drinks in our tropical Mexican Art Deco backyard, and she could roam freely like a little jaguar in the jungle. Yeah. Something people should know about us, this is like really intimate information about our relationship too, is that we love animals, like animal documentaries and stuff. And our favorite thing that we discovered in the last year is
Jaguar Rundi,
which is, I'm gonna put a picture here. It's like if somebody messed up a cat. It's like the duddiest looking cat. It's like a cat.
It's like a weasel cat.
You're doing great. I'm so proud of you.
That feels condescending.
Is there anything else you want to say about like our lifestyle or the cat or? Oh, actually, what did you think when I first told you I was gonna do a DIY channel?
I was really excited because you had done, it was during the pandemic, and you had done a headboard piece.
Yeah, I created this like by hand, this like crazy bamboo headboard.
You told me you were thinking about starting a DIY channel because you would watch a lot of those, and I just thought, oh, that's cool. And then
you didn't realize what a toll it was going to take on the household.
No, but it was great. I was really excited for you.
I also do want to thank you publicly for, I do love velvet. I love a lot of fabrics like that, and that also means that there's cat hair.
Yeah, Baguette sheds a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly vacuuming.
You really
I think
hold it
the
down
best
for the
thing you
household.
ever gave me was that Dyson vacuum.
That was when he got the television show. That was his gift. Do you have any future projects you'd like me to do in the house? And don't say clean.
I like when you work in other people's apartments.
But the problem is that sometimes I use our place as like the stash pad for that. So like we've had other people's coffee tables in our house for like 6 weeks, or like I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna take this over to this place, but it's like
I like when you flip something. What have been some of your favorite videos?
That's a good question. And I love doing the projects, but I'm very traumatized by some videos. I'm very proud of the first one because I hand cut all those insets out. I think the things that don't translate on camera, unfortunately, are the pain, the labor, the sweat, the injuries. Like when I was cutting, I had blisters all over because I cut for like 8 hours. My arms were sore. I had like blisters on my fingers. I don't know. I like a lot of my projects. Mm-hmm. I do think that this mural is like my favorite thing, one of my favorite things ever. High impact, high drama. Makes for a terrible YouTube background, but here we are.
All done.
Looking good. Okay, let's complete one so that people can see. Do like an orange and then a pink. I'm curious if you guys have questions for him.
You guys probably want to know what's Baguette like? How much does she charge Katie to be on camera?
Her day rate. She doesn't get out of bed for less than 10,000 treats. He'd never had a cat before. You grew up in a dog household.
Yeah, me and my family were dog people. I've always liked cats, I just never had one.
And then it was like, we got her and she was obsessed with him instantly. She harasses him so much. She will like stand outside of the bathroom. Like he gets mad. He literally will be like an exhausted mom with a toddler. He'll just be like, please leave me alone. I need space.
She's a creep. She's obsessed with me.
She will start beating him up when she wants him to go to bed.
Yeah, one time I was in bed on my cell phone with the light on, and I guess it was pretty late at night. You were out of town, and she came up and she bit my hand and hit the cell phone. And then I turned off the lights, put my cell phone away, and she cuddled up, and I went, that's what she wanted. She wanted to go to sleep. It's a tumultuous relationship.
They have a very toxic relationship.
It's a toxic relationship.
I'm gonna call a spade a spade. He also he feeds her extra, which
I feed her extra. That might help a little bit.
I think that's also a dynamic from day one that I was like, she doesn't need that, and he's like, she wants a little treat.
I give her treats.
You never made anything did you ever like put up art in your apartments, or was it always like stark divorced dad vibes?
It depends where I was in my life. No, I would always put up like a poster or like
The Godfather or Fight Club.
No.
Let's see how it's looking. This color scheme to me is actually very quite
It's really cool.
It's very 70s. What else? I know we're really like skipping over the fact that you had a TV show, which is crazy, guys. But you guys should definitely watch it. Very funny. It was critically acclaimed. And it did get what are the awards it did get?
It got a Norman Lear Award we wrote an episode 6 on season 1. I'm trying to remember.
For class, depictions of class?
Yeah, there was just
what does the award say? You better go look.
So it was cool. And then, New York Times called it one of the funniest comedies of the year.
No big deal.
The New Yorker, Time Magazine
Rolling
as well.
Stone.
Wow, this is... You know what? I think you were right to switch it up with the blue and the green. That's great. Now I'm thinking we should have gone yellow.
You know what I hate? The fact that you're right.
I was right. It's funny because I originally wanted to go with the yellow.
Wow. The things you guys can't see right now is Baguette just off screen, just staring at us, but refusing to engage and be cute on camera. So whatever. Thank you.
Being a diva.
Yeah. Well, she lives with one. I'm not a diva, but
no, you're not.
If I leave it, the thing that drives you crazy about me is that I'm messy.
You're messy. Yeah.
And do you know what actually drives me crazy about you?
That I'm clean.
No, actually no. It's your best and worst trait. Your hair.
Yeah.
Chris has amazing hair. Show the people your beautiful hair.
I don't have amazing hair.
I collect vintage pomade tins because he has great pomade. Best hair in comedy, let's be real. But the amount of time you spend on your hair, combing your hair.
It's not that bad. All right, which we're gonna do?
You're like, move along. Won't be speaking about that. So what else should the readers of Teen Beat know about you?
Teen Beat.
It looks great.
Looks really good.
Good job.
Yeah.
Show the people.
Oh, I feel like a child.
Look, guys, it looks so good. But wait, before you see it up close, you guys get to see the official final
reveal.
All right, guys, that was thrilling. That was exciting. How do you feel about your first and last episode of Laugh Cry DIY?
I feel great. I hope the fans accept me. I hope they like me. I hope they don't judge me too harshly.
Drag him in the comments, guys.
Don't drag me in the comments, please don't. Because if you do, I will thumb them down.
Oh, but actually, guys, before we go, we do have to admit that this whole episode has been a lie because Chris is not actually my boyfriend. He's actually my
Fiance.
Oh my God, what? After only 9 years together, we are impulsively getting married. Can you believe it? Will there be content?
After 9 years.
Will there be content? Stay tuned to find out. Until then, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, for tolerating and supporting my journey.
Yeah,
watch
thank you,
This
guys.
Fool on Hulu. Watch Chris's stand-up. You can
Yeah.
follow him on social media. He will be in a town near you. Maybe I'll be with him.
And then in the next episode of Laugh Cry DIY, you will be seeing me destroy that peacock chair.
Love you guys. Bye.